I'm Eric Loy, and welcome to Eric Loy Interviews. On this podcast, we talk with folks from the VTuber community on their channels, their talents, their stories, where they come from, and their plans for the future. We are joined on the show by Empress Rogue Red. Hi.
Hello.
Hi. Of course, folks remember Rogue from our special we did a little while ago, but we wanted to come back on and talk about the channel and everything you've been doing with VTubing. You're doing really well. Lots of covers, lots of great stuff on there, and I want to make sure that folks know what's going on with you. So thanks for coming back with me.
Thank you for having me back.
Yeah, so, I do. So when did the Empress first decide to be a VTuber?
It started out as faceless streamer. I didn't even talk in videos. I was just playing. I was seeing a lot of streamers just playing Among Us and stuff, and then they were playing Little Nightmares, and I really like that because it involved children and horror, and so
children and horror go together so well.
Yes, it does. It does. So and there was a lot of themes there. They're clearly not for children, but you're playing children.
Yes.
Anyways, so and then I wasn't even showing my face at all. I was literally just playing the game and then cutting and then just uploading it whenever I feel like it. And I guess there was a certain audience that like that kind of thing where they just watch the game, period. And it helped me reach the goals for YouTube at the time. It was around COVID,
right?
So,
yeah.
And then I was just cruising along, really. I wasn't even. I didn't know anything like collabs or whatever at that point. So I was just playing this this game from Chariots. They did Mystic Messenger, which I grew up playing.
Right.
They released a new one. They released the new male lead, and I liked them a lot because he didn't seem like he was all just a typical oh, I'm a nice guy. There's I can never get angry or whatever.
Yeah.
Just literally from the first day he didn't even want to talk to the female character at all.
Yeah.
And he was just getting brought in who are you? Why are you get away from me? And I'm like, this is so natural. I love it. And so so I was playing that, and then I decided to be join the community on Discord, and I met a few people in there, and one of them was a longtime friend. I literally was talking to her yesterday. She was the one who introduced me to VTubers because I was talking about how I really like the guy's voice, and I like deep voices. And it does things to me. So it's so she was like, "Hey, you know what? I have someone here for you." And then she showed me this guy who recently debuted in Nijisanji. It was XOLA, and then it was Hex Haywire at the time. And I'm like, holy shit, he sounds like Corp's husband. And so I'm like, I love it. And then he was like, why are they like this? What they're streamers. That's called a VTuber. And she was explaining all this. And then this is another guy too. And it was like Vox Akuma. And really? Are they just all dudes? Is what? No, there's other girls in too. And she was showing me, and I was like, I want one. And so I was just I really should have looked for someone from the beginning to tell me what to do and all that, because there was I just knew that I wanted to join because I really wanted it looked pretty, and I wanted a control model, and
right.
I didn't know what I was doing, to be honest. And then I wanted one and then design one. I didn't know there was certain things that you had to consider, certain contracts that you had to make sure that you have or else they'll like, oh, so there's no exclusivity or whatever
Right.
kind of like thing. And yeah, and then everything else was like history. Like after I told her like, yeah, I have a VTuber and I pretty much just have that. And I was like, is that okay? I was
Yeah.
like, bitch, I don't care. I was like, I'm just gonna play. I'm just gonna watch you, and then I was just like, playing, and then I am, yeah, and then I met a few friends from like this one person who posted on Twitter saying that, hey, like, I'm having like a Discord to like help new like beginners out. So I was like, okay, cool. That's that's how it started,
Is it?
and
I'm
I
in.
wasn't even Empress at the time. It was
Yeah.
just Rogue. I was just using my IGN, like literally, like I was just using my in-game name. I've always been like using Rogue
Yeah.
because I like X-Men,
Yeah.
and then she's my favorite
Mhm.
character, so
So
that's why I was using Rogue.
yeah. So it eventually it kind of you started into it kind of after seeing all these other folks doing it. How long did it take for you to get comfortable with being behind a microphone?
So, like I've even though I'm like like I'm a total like homebody or whatever. I like back at school, I'd be in like drama classes, or I mean not drama class, like drama clubs
Uh-huh.
or speech and drama sort of things where I'd like do debate or do some declamations or orations and stuff like that, and I'd even join some contests because um I was held under duress by my teachers. It's like
Yeah, that
either you
happens.
go or either you join or you ain't getting the extra credit. I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, and then if I don't get that extra credit, my mom is going to like use a hanger on me. So yeah, let's.
Yeah.
I guess I'm joining.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that happened to me too once.
so oh, like I got put in a sack. So,
Yeah.
but like it's classic Filipino parenting. But so yeah, so I was already like pretty comfortable like with in a mic and doing like narrations and stuff.
Yeah. Well,
So
that's
it was
good.
mainly just like being on a video, and then um the first few times when even when I wasn't even like using my model
Hmm.
because I literally don't know how.
Hmm.
I was just like talking and then playing Resident Evil. Um I was like, there was no one there, obviously. It was literally dead. And I just, kept talking. It was that kind of like, that one I had to like, it became a practice. Like, I mean, I just expected there was no one there. I just like talk anyway and just had like ramble and ramble and ramble. If someone came in and then just responded, great. If not, then don't. And essentially like the moment I stepped on Twitch, because like the first VTubers that I got to know, they said like, oh, it's easier to do on Twitch. It's easier to like
Hmm.
stream on Twitch. So I had them teach me how to stream on Twitch. So and then after that, I was just like, I was already like, talking. There's no one even there, but I was talking anyway. So
Oh, yeah. I mean,
and but yeah, no,
you're
then
still
that's
streaming.
what
You
it
know,
was.
it's just and you get that's where you start with any type of thing. Whether like I did on the radio when I first started on the radio, there wasn't anybody listening to me. I can tell you that for sure. I mean, I was out there,
Mm.
but no one was tuning in. And then 20 years later, still nobody was tuning in. Maybe that's why I'm not in anymore.
No.
No,
No,
the
of course not.
no, but truly, you still have to do it just for. And say people say it's practice. No, it's professionalism because you if you want to do it right, you're gonna do it the same thing in front of two people or no people that you will in front of 2,000 people.
Yeah,
And and
exactly.
and just because there's not 1,900 other people, that's not their fault.
Yeah, and and besides, like I am. I guess it also worked out that I never really had much of like a filter anyway. Like my brain amount filter
Yeah.
never really existed at the
Yeah.
time. So literally, when I start thinking of something and then I fuck up in game, like literally everything, a litany of curses that doesn't even make sense when you're strung them along together, just pipes out, and then someone is bound to get amused by that. But and then other times it's just like, what is this? What? Especially during it's during those times because like I have no sense of direction, even IRL.
Yeah.
So it's very hard for me when the game kind of like doesn't show you a map and you can't hold the map while you're traveling.
Oh yeah.
I'm like I have to I have to stop every few seconds. I was like, wait, I I know I've seen this before. I've seen this before. Like I've been here. Like what? And I would end up like walking around, and it still happens literally to this day. Like I'd be walking around the same place for like the past 20 minutes, and I'd be grumbling about it the entire time. Oh my god, I don't understand how my character is like not fucking tired at this point, or like complaining, or
Yeah.
literally trying to isekai the fuck out of me because like holy shit, she probably needs some water.
Or
Like
new knees or something at that point. Just
oh,
walking around so much.
it,
It's something to hear that you get into situations like that, and you start to wonder, is everybody enjoying watching me do this? But then you realize, yeah, they are watching, enjoying watching me walk around in a circle.
Yeah, that like there's some people who are like that, and then some there's like it's it's even amusing in your way when you finally luckily have someone who are like watching you. There's like a few people that are different. There's
Hmm.
one that's like trying to help you. Like, yeah, no, you already turned. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Where do I go? Like, yeah, that's fine. And then the other one was like, you just did that 3 times, and they're like, and they'll just let you suffer. And I'm like, that's also in a way amusing because same,
Yeah.
I'd probably do the same thing.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
so you meet a lot of people like, oh, you're not really playing as much, huh? You're just you just like going in the same place from one time to time. I don't like it. I have no choice. And it's just like turns into this whole like conversation, and that's great and all. And then there's the literal lurkers
Yeah.
who, if like if on the off chance you say something that like tickles their funny bone, they'll contribute the the best thing that they'll ever contribute
Yeah.
whenever they lurk.
Yeah.
Lol.
Yeah. Lol. Hey, it
So
scares you. Well, where'd you come from?
yeah, and it's the first time chat too. They'll label it.
Yeah.
They'll like, look, this person has been here for quite some time. They even followed you two
Yes.
days ago, but like now is the first time they decided I will say something. It's laugh out loud.
When
But yeah,
when you got folks who are starting to come back for you, like even with your earlier streams, but now even with your model, they're coming back specifically to see you do these things and be with you on whether you're doing music or you're doing something else online. You are the reason why they're coming back. How does that strike you when you realize that?
um, especially during the first time, when I stream, I guess there's two different feelings I guess that I got.
Hmm.
Like over then when when I started, and then I realized that there was like a few people that were coming back like every other day or every day, and was like, and then they followed too, and they were consistently joining, and they're not like, oh, they were my friend from before back now. Like most of them don't even know I'm streaming. So like, apart from that other one, so I'm like, when I noticed them then coming by, I was like, oh wait, you were here last time. You have nothing better to do, don't you? You just got saddled over here. Like I naturally just like I keep on saying those things, and I
Yeah.
find it hilarious
Yeah.
whenever I say like whenever I I do that or like self deprecate, and
Yeah.
then when I finally got affiliate, man, I was I was told I couldn't get it at like so quickly.
Right.
But when I did, I was just floored, and I was like thanking them all the time. I was like, it's because of you guys. No, no, no. And then over time, when like there's still like a few people from that, literally like the first day I was ever on Twitch,
Yeah.
that are still like coming by and then watching, even though like sometimes they'll they wouldn't really pay attention most of the time when I stream, or like it's been a while and they've come back. It just and then they'll sub too, and
Right.
I'm just like, I um it's just it hits me like I'm so grateful that
Mm.
they're like, at least there's these nice people who don't really care if I always get lost.
Yeah.
And then they and they find it funny, and they find the content awesome, and like it makes it like worth it for me, I
Yeah.
guess, to kind of just keep keep going, even though it gets hard sometimes.
And
So
and when they go the extra mile and do the subscriptions or the tier subscriptions or give out subscriptions and all of that stuff, um, I mean that's not just following you. That's buying into you.
there's money.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
they're
The
like,
first time anyone, yeah, the
yeah.
first time anyone ever did that, I literally cried. I was like, "Oh my god, I can't pay you back. I don't know how. I don't know how to get the refund. You're gonna regret that, I swear." And then that outburst had three more people subbing, and I was like,
Yeah.
"You guys totally did not get the point." And I just ended up bawling for like 30 minutes in that stream. I'm just like, why do you keep giving me these? Like, yes, I'm an affiliate and I want to get money, but I'm like, you guys are gonna regret this so bad.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then
And yeah, yeah. And it's tough to accept, isn't it? Sometimes that people are enjoying you that much.
it's I still have a hard time accepting it. I
Mm.
mean, there's like literally like, I mean, he's a really good friend now, but like, the first time that he did it, was also trying to hide it.
Mm-hmm.
First couple of times that he did it, like the tipping
Mm-hmm.
and all that, I was like, oh my god. I was just like, I just kept like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. What? How? That's even worse. I don't know how to work PayPal. Like, how am I gonna like give you back this? And they were just like, no, like you just use it and stuff. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, no, this is strange and so surreal. It's just, when people kind of like just start handing me money, and then I like, because it's hard, and
Mm-hmm.
a lot of the times I still don't think I deserve it. So
Yeah.
I'm whenever they do, and then it's like, no, you keep it and stuff. You're doing well. You're doing a good job, and
Mm.
I'm like thankful. And then at the same time, like it's I don't know.
Mm.
Like, I'd make a joke about like, yeah, I'd make a joke all the time when I'm on stream. It's like, yeah, so mama needs some money to push out some content.
Yeah.
So like, y'all lurkers over there, just the dollars, and
Yeah.
then I'm joking, but then someone actually literally just subs on Amazon Prime, and I'm like, no, don't fall for it. I was totally kidding, and I regret it
Yeah.
immediately.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But
No, don't fall for it. I was kidding.
yes. Uh, I wonder if all of you talented folks, and I point to you and the other folks out there, all you talented folks, get that where eventually you look and say, I'm doing this because I like to do it, and why are they giving? I mean, you start realizing, why are they giving me money for this? Because I want to do this. You think that happens with a lot of folks?
Yeah, I I actually like they support me like in different for different things for different reasons.
Yeah.
But there are some who just like, um because especially with like the music videos and
Mm.
stuff, there was one other person, like literally I'd never like actually like seen them before, but they came by, And it was on during those days where I was like going to show like one of my newest MVs,
Hmm.
and they were like, "Oh wow, this is like their comment was just like, oh, your the music video to release looks like something out of like a VTuber agency would like release." I
Hmm.
was like, "Oh, thanks." Like the video editor did a really great job, and
Hmm.
then the artist, and then he was just like, "Wait, you commissioned them? You don't belong. You don't do it. You're not from an agency, like an independent or like, thing. No, they're all out of my, from my pocket.
Hmm.
I pay an installment
Hmm.
sometimes." And then they were just like, really? And then you could do that, and then they were just like talking like, yeah, and then I did, and then I'll say stuff like that, and then the mixer did a really great job, and then they pointed out how like you keep saying that they did a great job, but you're the one who performed most of it, and it's like, yeah, they did a good job in making me sound good.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Well, I mean,
so
you always got to give credit to the dial spinners and the mixers because they they
yeah,
they're
they performed miracles. So
they dip into
uh,
their evil bag of tricks and come up with some dark magic that
mm-hmm.
works a lot of times, and I just bow down to them for being in radio for
it,
so
it's
long.
yeah,
If
it's
they
100% magic when it came to like mine. So like
oh
I hate hearing myself talk, which is ironic because I like voice acting
yeah
and I like singing, but
yeah
I'll record it and then I'll just give it to the mixer and just like, here, it needs fixing. I was like, no, it does. Shh, it needs fixing.
fix
Did
it.
you do your thing? So and then I'll release, but yeah, this person in particular, there was like, so do you do this? Are you like a music VTuber? I'm like, no, I play games too. And then they're like, oh, okay, so do you mostly play? I mean, I mostly play when I can't release any music.
Hmm.
I was like, why? Because I have responsibilities.
Yeah
I have bills to pay. I was
yeah
like, oh, okay, right, right, right.
yeah
And then they just subbed. I
yeah
was like, wait, what are you doing? Well, maybe you can use the sub money for more videos because I really like them. I'm like, oh, sweet. That's totally awesome. Yeah, no, this is definitely going to go to like paying for mixers and all that stuff when I
yeah.
release something. Yeah, no, totally.
Oh,
And then yeah, like that's like so surreal
yeah.
too.
You know, it's. I guess this kind of goes back to when people had patrons um, in the art, just plain art days with the
Uh,
young painters and stuff. They'd have patrons that would
mhm.
sponsor what they're doing. Um,
All right.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's kind of the same thing, a little bit, I guess. Um, uh,
Yeah.
yeah,
Def
but it, a very modern swing on it, of course. But um, we,
Yeah, because like it's more accessible, and then like, and before, like, literally most of the time the patrons are like, they turn into your patrons because they're the ones who requested that you create something.
hmm
So,
hmm
and then in this one, it's like the creation comes first, and then they're like, I like it, I
yeah,
like it a lot, and then
yeah,
I want to see you come up with more.
yeah,
and and then there's like, and then there's like other people who were literally would just send send tips or like send or sub because like, I don't know, I like to create a lot of stuff, and I like to like start things
yeah.
and shit, not start fights, but I like to start projects and stuff.
You'll
So
finish the fight though.
and oh, yeah, no, I like, I don't start them. I finish them most of the time. I just as fast as I can because I don't want to have to deal with them at the end of the day and the next day. So
Yeah.
that's that's pretty much how I roll. So like, and that's actually a little weird because like some of the people who do sub are actually like VTubers
Mhm.
themselves or
Yeah.
something. Like they'll sub on me because like, oh, they see that, oh, this bitch, she's like, oh, she's starting that whole like voice acting thing, and like, I've never seen someone like pull that shit off before. I'm gonna do that. Or
Yeah.
like she'll like, yo, can I join in? And like a lot of the times, especially like before, I I just do shit because I want to.
Right.
Like, I want to do this, but I can't do this on my own. I know a few people who might be interested, and
Mm.
I'll just like start asking around. That's
Yeah.
pretty much how it all began, anyway, for that voice acting thing. But pretty much, yeah, I wanted to do something. I'd plan it if, especially if I want to do it on my own. If I can do it on my own, I would, and
Yeah.
then just go on from there. And
Yeah.
then, like after that, it's just like some
Yeah.
people who would like it, some might not. But at the end of the day, I had fun.
Yeah.
So
Well, yeah, you're still having fun. The voice acting stuff is coming back around, and after things have happened, obviously, we talk
yeah,
about that in very very much detail in the special. If you
yeah.
folks want to take it to and listen to that, it's really
Thank you again as well
well
for giving me that chance.
well. Thank you for sharing that. You didn't have to. And if it helps you, great. If it helps other people, greater. But you know what you've dealt with as far as that's concerned, and again, I'm not going to get too deep into it here, but
I
uh,
appreciate that.
getting on the other side of it and going from there is pretty pretty damn superhuman in a lot of ways. It
Oh no.
I mean, it really is, and I'm glad to see that you're starting to pick up and get try to get back in the flow of things. I know this for a fact that you got on and you said that you weren't going to let what happened to you take it away from you with the singing, especially.
Yeah. I, I just because it made me feel better. Like even before like everything else like happened, I my go to make myself like singing is like it 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 lets you express a lot of things. When
Oh,
you're happy, you're singing happy songs. When you're in love with somebody, when you're desperately, like irrevocably, heartbrokenly in love with somebody, there's always a song for a different emotion. There's always a lyric of some sort out there that can express what you truly feel
hmm,
or think and want to say, but you can't find the words to. And that's just me. I'll sing, and like I'll I sing every fucking time I wash the dishes. Because like so, and that's why it's become like my favorite thing. My favorite chore is washing the dishes, which my older brother and my mother fully take advantage of. So like I I just I love that. And then when all that time, because I had to stay quiet, survive. Well, at least that's what my psyche believed.
hmm,
I could, when I couldn't get the voice out, I was like freaking out.
yeah,
So I didn't want to. I it was like it felt to me that at the time like I was. I mean, I might as well not have been able to talk. I might as well have been mute
right,
if I wouldn't be able to sing. And I'm
yeah,
just like, I
yeah.
can't let go of that.
You got
So
on, and I heard it because I was there from start to finish.
thank you.
And you got on there and you delivered a performance that was
Terrible.
no, no, aching, achingly captivating. And the fact that you got through that was amazing. And it showed not only anybody who was listening, I bet it showed yourself too that damn it, you're not going to let it happen. You're not going to let it stop this way because it's too much. This is what you enjoy.
Yeah. Like I mean, I know I hit a lot of bum notes
Mhm.
during the entire whole thing, but it's just I had to get through it. And
And you did.
like, yeah.
Yeah. And I'm going to play a song here from Rogue, and we'll talk about it here in a second here on Eric Loy Interviews.
Just trying to fit in, wide awake, stayed up late, 'cause I try not to think about you and barely succeeded. And I know it was right, stay on my feelings even though you don't feel them. And it's wrong, but gotta say, I wish that I didn't, so you never went away. We've been friends for a little bit, but I left it for longer. Now, if moving on's for the best, then why am I not any stronger? It's not the same, letting go and pretending to be fine hurts more than you'd ever know. What we were, I want it back, 'cause I know it will be yours better than rejection. And no, no, it's hard to keep saying I'm alright being your friend. I want more, but you don't. And I wish I didn't risk it all just for a no. We've been friends for a little bit, but I loved you for longer. If moving on's for the best, then why am I not any stronger? I close my eyes and dream of a day back mid-May to July. I would wait and settle for a maybe. I wish I did, baby. We've been friends for a while, but I still love you for longer. I can't move on. I'd rather turn back the time back when we were together. Hey, have you been? Can we go back to when we were lovers but not friends?
It's called Loved You for Longer. That's an original, isn't it?
Yeah, that's that. Yeah, I wrote that.
That's
I did.
so
Yeah.
that's all your baby.
Well, not all. Like, so um I had a bit of help with the background, like the instrumental, the accompaniment. There we go.
Right,
That's the word
right.
I was looking for. I
Yeah,
had a little bit of help from a friend
Yeah.
for that one because I can't write music,
yeah.
but I mean I wrote the lyrics and then I recorded myself singing the lyrics. Actually, it was all like happening at the same time.
Mm.
Like I was at work when I did this.
Uh,
Yeah,
it-
that
so when you
was
heard it,
not working.
yeah, when you heard it at the end and you heard the final result, first of all, are you one of those artists that's never satisfied?
Yeah.
Okay.
So like I said before, like I don't really like listening to myself.
Mhm.
So each and every time I thought it fucking sucked. so so when I was like, listen, I had to like I had to brace myself
Mm,
whenever I heard it.
mm,
And it took a bit because like I, even though like I said, when I was at work when I did this, I was like, I'll I would sing it first and then I'll write it down and then I'll sing it and then I'll write it down. So that's how it is. And then I completed it in like 3 hours.
mm.
And mm, yeah, and also like um it was it the date, like I can't remember the date anymore, but I know I can search when it is because it's like it's the day that Taylor Swift had dropped her latest album, Tortured Poets Department.
Yeah.
I know so because like at my previous job, the medical technicians at the vet were like hopped up and like were waiting on it, and it was like, oh my god, it's about to release, it's gonna drop in midnight, and I'm like, oh well, shit. And then when I was listening to like fucking Fortnite, and as soon as it dropped, I was like, you know, you know what? Like I'm a Swiftie, not a rabid one, but I like most of her songs. I grew up listening to her songs. I grew up singing most of her songs, and I
Yeah.
was just like inspired to write something
Yeah.
because I'd been carrying
Yeah.
feelings for a while. So I decided to write while they were all busy. There were no patients,
Yeah.
and so I was like, you know what, you guys do that, I'll do this. So
So
and then yeah,
so it came
and
out
then
at the same time.
and then I give it to my friend.
Yeah. But it came out at the same time. So you end up being Taylor Swift's rival.
No, 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 God, no, no. I ended up finished writing it, and then the next day I gave it to a friend, and it's like, hey, so I wrote something and I need help with it,
Yeah.
and he's just like, okay, because like he's had experience where they're like, oh, I wrote a song,
Yeah.
and then it's like, these are totally his words, not mine, but he said like, yeah, these bitches think they're so talented. Like, so I'm just like,
Yeah.
but yeah, like I can't, I don't know the music, so I recorded myself singing, and then these are the lyrics, so you do your thing. And it was like, okay, okay, I can work with this. I can work with this. So what's the how do you want it to be? And I'm like, um well, I definitely don't want it to sound like the Rude Sandstorm.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I'm just like there's just like one song, I mean, that has like ever like it was weird, but it turned into an earworm after I wrote it. So I was just like I mean, do you know the song like by she's a local artist. Her name was like Casey Tandingan, and this was years ago, but I love that song. It was like Scared to Death.
Right.
And and I loved it. And he he listened to it and it was like, oh, okay, you like this part, don't you? I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, I like that part.
Yeah.
And then when he like played it for me, and it's like, yeah, give me 2 days. And then he was working around, and then he was just like, and then he sang like a male version of it, and it's like, so this is how we're gonna rule this.
Mhm.
And like, I need you to record a few of these, and I need you to record some harmonies.
Mhm.
I was like, oh god, no, I'm bad at harmonies. Well, that's why I'm gonna record myself doing the harmonies, and you're gonna copy me. I was like, got you. I
Yeah.
can do that. I can copy the shit out of that. And then yeah, and then so that's how we did it. And then it took like 2 weeks maybe. It was just that back and forth because I kept on saying it's shit. I was like, which part? All of it? What? Where?
I'm gonna do
And
all
like,
again.
all of it.
Yes.
And it sounds like shit. Like, okay. And then like he would change up things on it, and then I would just say like, it still sounds terrible. I'm like, wait, hang on a second. Are you saying it's terrible because it's you that's singing? It's like, yes. It's like, fuck, man, I just wasted like, and then we just go on another argument, and then just like,
Yeah.
no, we're not doing this. You need to critique on everything else except for your voice. I'm the one's going to critique on the voice.
Yeah.
I was like, but Mm-mm.
Well,
And then like,
yeah. So, but when you finally heard it, and you've heard it now, people have listened to it. That's got to be heartening that you were able to put this, your lyrics, you sang it, and granted, you went to a wizard to help put it together,
mm,
but
yeah,
it's still yours. How
yeah,
proud of you are you at this point?
really proud,
Mm.
honestly. Even though I like, even though like the vein in my temple would still twitch when I would listen to it myself, because
Yeah.
it's hard to listen to myself. Period,
Mm.
no matter what it is. But I was actually really proud of it because like it's. I mean, my friend aside, and he's a genius
Mm.
with the accompaniment. It's at the end of the day, like it's mine. It's like all like completely mine,
Mm. Yeah.
and like even as we're like going through, the MVs and stuff, and and I want one for myself, and I was able to like um get someone to distribute it, and like I guess the it didn't really hit me until you know I would say a friend now because he's not my manager, but like a friend. He had some like a little bit of like connections.
Mm-hmm.
He got it to play at like at Kiss FM
Mm.
at one point,
Yeah,
and I was just like
folks who don't know
it.
what Kiss FM is, they're tops.
Uh,
If
I was just yeah, like he. I was like, no, you didn't do that. You don't have to tell me all this shit.
yeah.
And then it's like no, and then he sends me something that he recorded from his car.
Mm.
Like they were listening from his car,
Yeah.
and they recorded that,
Mm.
and it was like yeah, so this is it. And first off, I was like listening to him doing like a raffle of sorts uh a, about like what's the most dangerous food that you can eat in a
Right.
car,
That sort of thing.
and
Yeah.
yeah, that sort of thing. And then there's like collars and all that.
Mm.
I was like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Is this live? And I was like, no, it's not live. It's a recording. And it's like, okay, I'm listening and I'm listening. And then, all right, so we've got like a new thing. And then like they had me like record before. I thought it was just like a joke or whatever, but like
Right.
they had me record like, um, so this is Empress Rograd and you're listening to just that.
Yeah.
And I just thought it was like, okay.
Yeah.
So I just did it anyway because I didn't believe it. And then they played that, and I
Mm.
was like, no, no, you did not. And then they played it. It was like, no. And then I just started crying, and then I showed my mom, and then I sent it to my brother,
Yeah.
and then I was just like, holy shit. And then they sent it to the group chat of my family on Facebook, and then I was
Oh.
just like, well, that shit. Now they know I'm a VTuber. Thanks.
Yeah. But
Like,
you know what? You know, it's nice to hit a home run every once in a while. That's. I mean, let's face it. You're extremely talented person, and you've you're at a level of success despite what's happened, um, and you've got the strength to keep going. That says a lot
I'm
about
just a
you.
regular streamer.
Eh,
I don't see myself as like being a super any like successful as any other one who's like done that good job. I've had lucky strikes, and I or a bunch of flukes. Really, I
mm,
feel like that I'm blessed in
yeah.
some parts.
Well,
So
there's
I
you can only have so many flukes before it becomes a habit. When I mean, come on, let's face it. And you're an excellent singer. I'm just waiting for more stuff to come from you, and I hope you know by now that I'm wishing you the best with all this stuff. Um,
yeah.
and
No, I'm actually very grateful to actually be here and all that stuff. You've you've given me some advice on how to deal with a few things. And
Mm.
like I've looked into for for wisdom, because obviously, like, not you've obviously been through a lot of things in your life, and like who better than to ask than people that have been through a lot more than you.
Mm.
So and you've never done it in a you need to do this
Mm.
way. It's more of well, you can do this one sounds a bit better,
Mm.
but you'll have to do so and so. You bring it in a way that's like understanding, but then also like very patient and kind to explain it in simple terms. And just and a lot of the times too, you're like, well, what do you want to do? What are the things that you're like thinking of?
Mm.
And then I tell you that what they are, and then you give me the pros and cons of each, and I appreciate that, instead of just what other adults do that are like older than me,
Mm.
which means like, yeah, no, that's wrong, you do this, or
Mm.
this is right, you do that.
Wow.
And I appreciate that quite a lot.
Well,
So,
just trying to help, just trying to help a person who deserves it.
thanks.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's still hard for me to kind of like admit it, but I wish it had gone about like differently,
Mm.
and I could learn the same lessons that I'm learning now from a whole different kind of event.
Mm.
But it is what it is, unfortunately.
Mm.
But a lot of the things that I've understood, I've that that I'm sort of like um I'm getting help and sort of like that.
Mhm.
And having a little bit more patience, or having a little bit more time before I lash out or communicate or whatever, and most of all, focusing on me for a change,
Mm.
because I haven't, not for a long time, and
Mm.
it stressed me out. And so a lot of that wouldn't have happened. A lot of this wouldn't have be happening right now if that sort of thing didn't happen to me.
Mm.
So I'm learning. It was a very hard lesson, but I'm learning. And so it's been it's felt lighter. I mean,
Mm.
there's always still this, some struggling and all that, and
Right.
then
Yeah.
some things that would probably never really go away.
Yeah.
And then but because there was something like more extreme that happened to you, a lot of the things that you kind of like thought was world ending, or would just literally like mentally drain you,
Mhm.
is like not anymore. It's like you kind of realize like, holy shit, that was literally, it's not, you're stronger than that now
Yeah.
and stuff. So I'm like, I'm able to focus on myself at the very least. That's why you didn't mention I've been releasing a lot of stuff.
Mhm.
That's mainly because like I've decided to pretty much kind of like go back to like my roots and just do whatever the fuck I want, because I want to, because I like it. And not pretty much like just doing it because this so and so wants to, or whatever.
Yeah.
I was like, if they want to come by, hop in on a wagon, but like I'd appreciate if you don't slow me down. But if you get bit and turn into a zombie, you on your own, I might try you. But like, no, I'm like that. But
Yeah.
like, that's why I've been releasing, and it's just been cathartic,
Mhm.
really,
Yeah.
being able to just release all of the stuff that you've been postponing
Mhm.
to kind of focus on group projects that you thought they'd care about. Because it's a little funny, because like through that experience, and then over time, the people that I've been so like working hard for,
Mhm.
rather, and then just trying to push and push and push for everything,
Right.
most of them are not with me anymore.
Mhm.
Especially like with that, what happened last time, it's just
Right.
weird as hell.
Right.
But So obviously it's like I've one of the things that I regret is that I've given so much time to these people and like
Mm,
they're not even here anymore. So I'm
yeah.
just like I'm going to do things for myself because like the one at least there's always going to be like one person who will appreciate it.
Yeah.
Plus my dogs because they don't have a choice.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Now, if it was cats, they do have a choice. Dog- Dogs do not
yeah,
have a
I'm so
choice.
glad I'm a dog lover.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
And
and it's like that's helped me out in a way. Like I've been able to focus on myself, and then whenever I've released the things that I've postponed so much, and then seeing some of the reactions of people whenever I release them, it's been really really good overall. Made me feel happy
good.
and that stuff, and a lot of bad shit had happened, especially last month, past couple of months. But
Right.
then after that, it was like a lot of good things slowly started coming in and coming together. And I just appreciate that balance.
Well,
So
I appreciate you, and I thank you so much
thank you.
for coming back again. We'll talk again for sure, here in other places, and we'll keep track of what's going on with Empress Road Grad. We're gonna have all the links in the description for this interview, and I wish you all the best.
Yeah, I wish you all the best as well. I mean, like, I even was like, if you're going to be doing all of that, like before that we talked about, I'll
Mhm.
collabing with you.
we got
I'm
we,
all in for it.
we got some things maybe cooking. Just let the folks know.
Yeah, like, cause I like cooking anyway. But
Thank you for listening to Eric Loy Interviews. Join us again next time when we talk to another member of the always interesting VTuber community.